What's up, everybody? This post is literally just to answer a few direct message questions I got about a track I posted the other day. I've got a one-man band solo project called TONKA that's basically just a gent project that I'm teaching myself to play guitar, during the span of writing this record. So that's why it was a gent record. Now, I'm already good at the percussive stuff because I played drums most of my life and I've got some years on bass, but guitar I'm not so strong at, so being a gent record and all, it allows me to do things simpler and more percussive and still get, a pretty extreme result out of it if I try hard enough. But nonetheless, people were asking me about a drum video I posted. I was just literally writing out the parts to a guitar scratch track that I had for a new song that I was, just beginning to write. And one of the drum passes went better than I anticipated, so I went ahead and posted it as a sneak preview to the track that I'm working on, which is untitled. None of them have names yet because I said there's no vocals really. I'm just writing these for me. Each song is basically a development of my guitar ability as I'm learning to play guitar. But I've got a 27-inch baritone. Imagine if it was tuned in standard, this would be a low B. I'm dropping this down to A. And it might sound like a high gain setup, but it's really not. It's a Mark IV modded. And it's heavily gated and compressed, and it's got some stuff going on. So the front end has a gate that's set moderately tight, a little bit tighter than any kind of rock band would normally have, but it's loose enough to still let tone through. And then I've got a compressor acting as a peak limiter. Rather than using a compressor like a guitar player normally would to increase sustain and make notes just ring. My guitar kind of does that anyways, thanks to this Invader pickup. Shout out to Joe Golden. I fried some EMGs the other day trying to do a mod, and he saved the day and hooked me up with this Seymour Duncan Invader pickup, which is passive, which I highly recommend over active. I had EMGs in this for the longest time because that's what it came with, and I'm not going to get into that, but passive pickups just seem to be a lot more versatile and I don't want to say forgiving, but a lot more dynamically responsive. You can do a lot more with them than you can EMGs. EMGs to me sound the same on a 2x4 as they do the most expensive guitar you can find. That's the bummer about them. It's cool because they're loud and it drives the front end of your amp without needing much else. But I'd rather use a tube screamer anyways because it tightens up the low end for me. So again, I've got a gate moderately tight. Then I've got a compressor that's only kissing the really, really, really loud notes that are coming through. It's not increasing sustain. It's just, I see the needle move every now and again. Then I go through the tube screamer with the tone on 0, the gain on 0, and then the level out I'm using as my how hard I want to hit the front end of the amp with. It's basically like my master volume before the amp section. But I do have a gate right after that, so I have 2 gates total, one in the beginning and one right after the tube screamer. The one after the tube screamer is set pretty moderately tight to the point where it forces me to have to strike the notes I want to get, which is the sound I'm going for the song. Like, if I play too quiet, sounds like shit. But if I strike the note like I want to strike the note, it helps, add to that percussive element. The whole idea is to be able to get this kind of, you should be able to get that kind of muted sound with it when you're just, holding the strings with your hand. And if it rings more than that, then it's not going to do what you needed to do for this song. But nonetheless, oh yeah, and another thing, using your fingers like a bass player enables you to mute things in a way you wouldn't be able to with your hand. Like, when I'm playing these notes, you'll notice when I get to this string that I'm muting this string with my finger. See that? It just allows for a tighter sound. Nothing else is ringing. That also plays into the whole muting and gating of things and making it sound like it does. So in context, switch to a pick. And now I'm still gonna use a pick, but I'm gonna palm mute. Now for this part, in the end of it, I hit a weird harmony that people also asked me about, and it's nothing more than just playing the same exact riff and just move it up a half step. And it causes that alien sounding crazy weird. I think it sounds cool, and it adds a lot of dynamic stress to those notes right before you go into the next climax of the song. And it comes up with that kind of alien-ish harmony that's fucking sweet, if you ask me. But you know, to go ahead and do an example. I'm not the strongest guitar player, but I should be able to get it good enough that you get the idea. So here's the first take with no harmony. This is just the basic riff. I only do the harmony at the very tail end, so watch like the last progression of the riff is when I scoot a half step up. And then solo it out. Just adds that kind of super weird alien-ish. I don't even know if it's real harmony, but it sounds cool to me. But that's pretty much it, man. Shit tons of noise gates and use your fingers. Hope that helped.